Hi beautiful souls, welcome back, or if you're new to the channel, welcome in. My name is Cade, and today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and I am so excited about today's reading because I've actually never done this title. Today we're going to be doing a yes or no pick a card reading, but it's going to be a little bit different because you're going to be the one making the decision. So you're probably like, what do you mean by that? Okay, so what you're going to do in today's reading is you're going to pick a pile, okay? And you're going to ask about a certain situation in your life. You know, maybe you're going to ask about, career, a yes or no question around career. Maybe you're going to ask a yes or no question around love. Or maybe you're just going to ask a random yes or no question and it has nothing to do with career or love, okay? It's going to be completely up to you what question you want to ask, so go ahead and start thinking about that. But each pile is actually going to have a yes and no section. Okay, so once you pick your pile, for example, we're going to dive into what would happen if you said yes. Okay, we're going to get the outcome of the yes. And then we're also going to tune into what would happen if you said no. So you're kind of going to be able to get both outcomes. So you can kind of differentiate, should I say yes to this? Would I like that outcome better? Or should I say no to this? Would I like that outcome better? So for example, if you're asking about a relationship, should I keep talking to this person? Okay, maybe the yes outcome is better for you, so you're gonna keep talking to them. But maybe the no outcome is better for you, so then you decide to kind of set your boundary with that person. And I think what this is going to do, guys, is allow you to be the decider of your own destiny. But it's just gonna give you a little bit of insight so you can better make your decision on what will best serve you in the future that you want to create in your life, okay? So, my name is Cade, okay? I think I already said that, but before I get started, make sure to check me out on Instagram. It is at Cade Conrad. It is going to be linked down below. I do want to start posting more spiritual content over there, guys. I'm trying to kind of balance TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I want to try to give messages on all platforms just so you guys can always get that little boost of confidence that you need throughout your day. So make sure to check me out on Instagram, and also make sure to check me out on TikTok. I do little mini tarot readings over there. They're not in depth because you only have like 60 seconds to film the video, but they're cute little messages that you can check out over there. And they're all at Cade Conrad. They're all the same as my YouTube channel. So yeah, on all platforms. So what else did I want to mention? Oh, I also want to mention, guys, there's been scammers in my comment section saying that I'm offering personal readings and I'm not right now. So please be careful. There's also been a lot of people creating fake accounts on Instagram, and I have no idea why they're doing that. So please be careful, guys. Like, I don't want you to get scammed. So like, I'm not offering personal readings right now. So please do not give your money to anyone that is asking for it. And also, no, I would never like comment like, oh, you need a personal reading. Like, I would never do that. It would be completely up to you on whether you wanted to get one or not. I would probably just make a website available and then you could kind of click through there, but I don't even know why I'm going into all that. So we have 4 different piles that we are going to be working with today. So, hold on, there's a little dust on my table. So, go ahead and think of your yes or no question. And just ask Spirit to give you the outcome of both. Now remember, this is general, so it's not going to resonate specifically for you. Not every single detail is going to resonate, but you can take it in a general sense and just kind of work with it. Just be open to the message, guys. I think when people come into a psychic reading or come into a pick a card reading very open-minded, you're able to actually receive the message. But if you're a little bit stubborn about it, you're not going to be able to connect with it. So just make sure you're open and receptive to the message that's going to come through today. Okay, so pile number 1, guys, is going to be the Ethereal Visions Tarot. This is going to be pile number 1. Pile number 2, I kind of wanted to go with a watery theme today, so pile number 2 is going to be the Mermaid Tarot. I don't know why. Water sign problems. Pile 2, Scorpio problems. I'm just kidding. Okay, pile 3, the Fountain Tarot. See, another little watery theme, the fountain. Okay, that's pile 3. And then we also have the Oceanic Tarot, which is going to be pile 4. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna hold these up. I'm gonna try to cover my eyes because I saw someone in the comment section was saying I was like staring at the camera, so I'm gonna shield the eyes this time. Okay. Here are the 4 different piles. Okay, so guys, pause the video if you need more time. Those are kind of hard to hold up, but we're gonna go ahead and jump in to your yes or no reading. And remember, each pile is going to have a yes outcome and a no outcome. And based on that information, you can make the decision yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dive into pile 1, and I'll see the rest of you beautiful souls at your pile. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 1, or if you chose the Ethereal Visions Tarot. If you chose this deck right here, welcome in, guys. Okay, so let me explain one more time, if you skip the intro, about what this reading is gonna be. So it's not going to give you a definitive answer on a yes or no. What we're gonna do is dive into the outcome if you said yes, if it was a yes, and then we're gonna dive into the outcome if it was a no, okay? Is kind of what I'm doing here. So if you're saying yes to this situation, what's gonna happen? And then if you said no to this certain thing, what would happen? So we're gonna dive into the yes answer first, okay? And we're gonna be using the Ethereal Visions Tarot for that. And to kind of help me differentiate the two, because I'm gonna lay out both spreads at the same time, we're gonna use the Spiral Tarot to dive into the no answer, okay? And then based on that, because I'm not gonna tell you what to do, we will see, you can kind of see what decision you want to make. I also do have a couple of oracle cards to help us get some advice for you, especially if the reading is a little bit confusing, but maybe it won't be, and we'll get some clear and accurate messages. Okay, so spirit guides, ancestors, and angels, only for pile 1's highest and holiest good, we would like to know what the outcome would be if they said yes to their question. If it was a yes, what would be the outcome? What would happen for them? I'm hearing there's no right answer here. There's no right answer. So this is making me think your question is kind of like a, it's not going to be like a, if you said yes to it, it'll be good for you, but it's also this energy if it's like, if you said no to it, it's not gonna like ruin your life, is kind of what I'm getting. So we'll kind of see what that means here. There's no right answer here. That's what I'm getting for you, pile 1. So interesting. It makes me think it could be some sort of a job opportunity. Like if you take the job opportunity, it'll work for you. Or if you said no to it, you could find another one, that kind of thing. So let's first dive into yes, though, Spirit. What would be the outcome if they said yes to this situation? What would be the outcome if they said yes to this situation? Okay, so we start with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and we also have the 5 of Cups in the reverse. So guys, if you said yes to this situation, it makes me think that your voice is not going to be heard. It makes me think that you're going to be silenced in some way. You're not going to be heard. So I don't know if this is about some sort of relationship, but there's something about this where you're not going to feel like you have a say in it, okay? You're going to feel silenced, or you're going to feel like maybe someone walks over you, and some of you may regret saying yes in the first place, is what is initially coming through, or you may end up being disappointed or upset because you may try to communicate something but not be heard. So this could be a person, or it could be some sort of situation. I'm not sure what your situation is. But the Queen of Swords in the reverse makes me think that you're going to feel silenced, or you're going to feel as if you don't have a say. And with the 5 of Cups next to it, it may kind of get you upset. It may be one of those situations where you're trying to speak up for yourself, but you feel as if no one's listening. And so then you start to kind of get upset with the entire situation. So very interesting. You know, and with the 5 of Cups, guys, the yes may... If you say yes to the situation, you may regret it later. Okay, the 5 of Cups is not a good energy because it is an energy of regret, or like I did something wrong, or I should have chose the other option, okay? I also want to say, guys, that make sure you're clear-headed when making this decision. I kind of feel like you're going into something without a plan. I do feel like you need to be more strategic about this situation, or you need to be more strategic and kind of have a plan before you even give a yes or no answer. So let's see, what is the yes outcome, Spirit? What is the yes outcome? Okay, we also have the Ten of Cups as well. Okay, so you're kind of being blindsided is what I'm hearing. You're going into this situation thinking it is going to make you happy. Okay, is what I'm getting with this yes scenario. I think at the beginning of it, it feels good, it feels right, but I think something ends up happening where it's more about the fantasy that you had or the idealism that you had. So if this is a job, it's almost as if you're idealizing it. It's almost as if you're thinking it's going to be better than it actually is, because it's very weird here, guys. We have the 10 and the 5 of Cups right beside each other. So it's like the most negative cup card versus the most positive cup card, which makes me think that you're going to go into this reading, you know, or go into this yes thinking, you know, the 10 of Cups, but you may end up regretting it altogether, okay? So I do want to get a little bit more information on this, Spirit. What is the yes outcome? And then we'll, of course, compare it to the no. What is the yes outcome? What is the yes outcome? What is the yes outcome, Spirit? Please give us some more information on the yes outcome. Now, I do also feel like we also have the 7 of Cups. Interesting. What is the yes outcome? What is the yes outcome? We had the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and we also have the Page of Pentacles reverse. Okay. Very interesting, because it's weird. We have 2 queens in the reverse, and we also have the 7 of Cups, which is the card of illusion. So I think it looks nice. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I'm getting here. What is Spirit trying to say? Okay, so I think going into saying yes to this situation, you already are not sure if you want to say yes. You're already not sure if that fits what you want to happen. But I'm getting it looks good on the outside. Okay, look at this Page of Pentacles. He's holding this little pentacle and it looks shiny and it looks good. But I think honestly there is something within you that is maybe saying like, maybe this isn't the best option for me, and I would encourage you to listen to your intuition, because with the 7 of Cups, this is the card of illusion. Okay, and we talked about maybe you idealizing this situation, or you thinking that this situation is going to be better than it actually is, because I feel like in some way, shape, or form, you're going to recognize now through this situation, if you do say yes to this situation, you're going to recognize that you deserve better. Okay, I feel like in some way you could be wronged if you said yes to this, or it's not going to turn out the way that you thought it was going to turn out. Okay, Pile 1? So it's very interesting because we have the 10 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, which is making me think that it looks super promising at the start. Like the start of it looks super promising with the Page of Pentacles. It's like, you know, maybe this will be a good opportunity. You know, maybe this is going to fulfill me. But there's a reason that you question it. There's a reason that you're like, maybe this isn't right for me. And I think maybe you should trust that indecision, okay, before you just jump into anything. Because the 5 of Cups being in your reading is making me think that you're going to be disappointed if you say yes. And with the 2 Queens in the reverse, you may feel like out of your essence, or as if you don't have a say in something, or someone may make you feel unworthy in some way, shape, or form, or you may end up feeling unworthy if you said yes to this situation, okay? Spirit, is there any other information about the yes? They're telling me to go ahead and move on to the no. So what would happen if you said no to this situation? Let's see. I'm hearing the cosmic galaxy, the cosmic galaxy. It's making me think that you are going to have more freedom if you said no. For some reason, I'm getting this energy of maybe you will have more freedom to say what you want, more freedom to do what you want, and more freedom to live more in your truth if you said no to the situation. But we are going to dive into the tarot cards. What would happen if they said no to this situation? What would happen if pile 1 said no to this situation? We have the 7 of Wands reverse. What would happen if they said no to this situation? What would happen if they said no? We have the 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. What would happen if they said no? We have the 4 of Pentacles reverse. What would happen if they said no to the situation? The Hermit, the Devil reverse, the Star reverse, and the King of Wands. Okay, so if you said no to this situation, it's going to allow you to have more focus on yourself. If you said no to this situation, you may be alone, okay? You may be pushing someone out of your life, but at the end of the day, it's kind of going to allow you to let your guard down and focus on what you need to work on. I think saying no to this situation is going to allow you to focus more on yourself. It's also going to allow you to focus more on what you need to heal and what you need to work through. I'm hearing you've had some very traumatizing experiences in the past, and I think the yes answer is maybe you jumping into something too quickly. Because by saying no, you have that time to work on building up your self-esteem. By saying no to this, you have time to work on developing maybe your communication skills. You have time to work on building your confidence. And overall, with the 3 of Pentacles, you have time, look at the spotlight. You have time to focus on yourself a little more, which I feel like you have not done in the past. There's something about you putting up a guard or you feeling like you need to shield yourself in some way, shape, or form. So by saying yes to this situation, if you still feel as if you have to shield yourself from other people or you have to shield yourself from this other person, it kind of just shows that you're not ready for that kind of situation to begin with. I think imagining it, you feel as if you're going to be very open and vulnerable and have this 10 of Cups situation. But some of you simply are not ready for that. And I think by saying no, you're recognizing what your demons are. You're recognizing that you still have fears around saying yes. And you're recognizing that maybe I need a little bit more work on myself, or maybe I need a little bit more alone time before I jump into something. Because I feel like with the Star card in the reverse, there's still certain elements of your life that are not completely healed, and there's still certain things that I feel like you need to work on or need to focus on. And by saying yes, it's going to take away from you, it's going to take away time from yourself, and your energy is going to be more focused on something else. And what Spirit is saying with this reading is the focus needs to be on you, okay? Especially with this 3 of Pentacles, it's like the spotlight needs to be on you. The main focus needs to be on you. And it's almost as if saying yes is kind of going to give away your power a little bit. And it's going to make you feel unseen and unheard, okay? I think on the outside, it's going to seem very promising, but you're going to be very sad and emotionally distressed on the inside, okay? Guys, with the 2 Queens in the reverse, it's making me feel as if you say yes to this situation, you're going to feel like you lose your power in some way, or you're going to feel like you lose your voice, or you lose your spark in some way. And by saying no, you kind of turn the focus inward and you focus on building up your trust a little bit more within yourself and building up your confidence a little bit more. I think once you become more confident, are more sure about yourself, then maybe this could be a yes. But right now, I just feel like you're not ready to say yes yet, because there's still more things that need to be worked through. Because I feel like one thing that needs to be worked through for you guys is your heart wall. You're very guarded. You feel like people are going to hurt you, or you feel like people are going to hurt your feelings. And you're feeling a little bit unsure of yourself right now. And so what someone says to you matters very deeply. So if someone says something negative, it's like you start to believe that. And it feels like by saying no, you're going to have time to build a better sense of self-worth, okay? With the King of Wands, you're going to have time to build a better sense of stability within yourself. which is what I feel like you need right now, okay? With the Star card in the reverse, you have trouble seeing your worth right now. You have trouble seeing your sparkle, okay? And by saying yes, you're gonna allow people to keep dimming you. You're gonna allow certain situations to keep covering up your shine. But by saying no, you turn the focus inward and you start to recognize your sparkle, you start to recognize your uniqueness, okay? And you start to heal some of those limiting belief systems that you've been unable to heal for quite some time now, which I think is a very positive energy for you. But what I want to say, guys, especially with the Devil being on the no side, this is very tempting. The yes side of this situation is so tempting. It's so shiny. It's so sparkly on the outside. It's so promising. But it doesn't hold stability for you. It looks promising on the outside, but when you say yes to it, it ends up disappointing you with the Five of Cups. So it's just such an interesting reading because it's just a feeling of like all that glitters is not gold. So yes, the yes looks sparkly. The yes looks so shiny on the outside, but like in actuality, it doesn't support you. It does not serve you. So, you know, I want to say saying yes in this situation is almost giving your power away, but saying no is saying yes to yourself. So it's very, very interesting. So I want to dive into some oracle cards to give you some advice. So Spirit, can we get some advice? So we have the yes or no. And remember, guys, ultimately it's up to you. Okay, is what I want to say. Ultimately, it's up to you. Okay, wow, so Spirit is saying if you say yes, it may feel like you're living a sense of falsehood, okay? It may feel like you have to wear a mask or you have to play a certain character that you don't want to play. It almost feels like you have to cover up who you are, okay, to be in this situation. And yes, it may make other people happy, but at the end of the day, it's not going to make you happy, okay? So it feels like almost turning away from this situation, saying no to this situation allows you to do things for you, okay? You know, the King of Wands, some people don't like the King of Wands, but it's simply because he does what he wants to do, or she. They do what they want to do, and they don't really care how it affects other people, okay? This is a person that isn't a people pleaser, and for some reason I'm getting for some of you, saying yes is making you a people pleaser. Okay, let's see, Spirit, we're gonna get some numerology. Can you kind of give us some middle ground? Give us some advice kind of right in the middle of the two paths that this person could take. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear this, but they're telling me the font size needs to be bigger. So I want to say that some of you are working on something where you're using a font and you're wondering if you should make it bigger, and they're saying make it bigger. But what I'm also wanting to say is make yourself bigger, like explode yourself a little bit, allow yourself to be seen. Some of you need to allow yourself to get in the spotlight, okay? Some of you need to take more chances is what I'm getting. Some of you need to worry less about the validation of others and more about the validation of yourself is what I'm getting. You need to stand up for yourself more, and you need to stand up for your beliefs more. Okay, we have love in the reverse. This isn't love. Saying yes to this, it's a fake version of love. We have self-love in the reverse, and we have synchronicity in the reverse. It's a false sense of destiny is what I'm getting. It seems promising on the outside. It seems aligned for you on the outside, but it's a false sense of it. And actually saying no to this situation is going to be more beneficial for you and bring you more love, okay? So what I'm wanting to say for some of you, this is some sort of partner that you're like questioning, should I be with this person? But it's a false sense of love. It's a toxic version of what you think love is, okay? Very interesting, very intriguing. So is there anything else, Spirit? Let's get some advice. Let's get an advice card from this deck. Is there anything else? Is there anything else for this pile? Listen deeply. Again, I feel like some of you know this. With listen deeply, this is encouraging you to listen to your own intuition. Listen to what, you know, your own spirit guides are telling you, or your own guidance is telling you. We also have earth and ground. I think some of you have been very up in your head about this, and grounding yourself back into your body and back into the way you feel is gonna say a lot here, okay? Because the ego likes things that look promising. When the ego sees something shiny, it's gonna run towards it. But the body knows otherwise. The intuitive part of you knows otherwise, and the intuitive part of you sees beneath the surface. And there's something about the situation that you asked about where you need to look beneath the surface, because it looks promising, but it's only on the outside. It's not on the inside. Okay, look, wow, guys, oh my gosh, I'm not making this up. I'm literally not, and I'm not telling you what decision to make, but we have the no card. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm not making this up. We have the no card. So your guides are kind of being like, say no, because saying no allows more opportunity for you to grow, and saying no to this situation allows you to have more opportunity to grow into who you're truly supposed to be, and it's going to allow you to have a better sense of self. Okay, so I'm getting like, pay attention to your intuition. Just because something looks good on the outside doesn't mean it's good, pile one. So let me know if this resonated. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I'm gonna go ahead and move on to pile number 2. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 2, or if you chose the Mermaid Tarot, welcome in. So let's explain this reading a little bit. If you did not watch the intro, I just want to explain it really quickly. The decision is going to be up to you today, okay? We are not getting a definitive yes or no answer. What we are going to do though is see the outcome if you said yes. If this was a yes situation, we're gonna see the outcome. And then we're gonna see what would happen if you said no, and maybe based on that information, you'll be able to make a decision for yourself based on the outcome that you like better. So we're gonna tune into, of course, if you said yes first, which we're gonna be using the Mermaid Tarot for that, just so I can kind of differentiate. I'm gonna do 2 spreads, and then for no, we're actually gonna be using this Spiral Tarot. So this is gonna be our no tarot deck, and then this is gonna be the yes tarot deck. Okay, perfect. So welcome, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see what would happen if you said yes to the situation. Now, this could be love, career, it could be a financial question. It doesn't matter what question it is. This is a general reading. So kind of just take the generality of the reading and fit it to your situation. Blocked out. You have something blocked out is what I'm hearing. Sometimes I have no idea what these channel messages mean, but we'll see. Okay, what would happen, spirit guides, ancestors, angels, only for pile 2's highest and holiest good? What would happen if pile 2 said yes to this question? You're overcoming a lot of obstacles right now. What would happen if you said yes? Okay, we immediately have the 9 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Okay, so this thing I can tell is kind of sparking your interest. For some of you, it's kind of sparking your creativity, or it's making you feel excited about something. And it kind of feels like it could be very promising with the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like overall, this yes thing, this thing that you want to do, it makes you feel good, okay? It makes you feel creative. For some of you, it kind of makes you feel like a little kid again. And with the 9 of Pentacles, I think overall it gives you just a good sense of self, and it gives you a good sense of stability within yourself. And I think whatever this thing is, I think you know that you're really, really good at it, okay? So maybe it's a question of like, should I do something? And it's like, yes would mean you're trusting yourself. Saying yes to this means you're being confident in yourself and you're being confident with your abilities. This could possibly be about being confident with your intuitive abilities, being confident in your creative abilities. I want to say it's this yes answer is about being confident in something that you do or something that you have to offer, okay? The Page of Cups is an energy of some sort of an offering. I think it may be kind of something new because the Page of Cups is kind of a younger, immature energy, but I think there's potential here for you to develop into it's almost like potential for you to move into a higher position if you say yes now, or move into a place where you're very well known for this certain thing, or move into a place where, you know, you start as the page, but you turn into the king. So you start as a beginner, but you turn into an expert. That's kind of what I'm getting here. There's that shift in energy. You also could be a Pisces, and I also just heard Capricorn energy. So if you said yes to this, what would happen? If you said yes to this thing, what would happen? Okay, we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so this is something that comes very naturally to you is what I'm getting. This is something that is very freeing for you. It kind of makes you feel limitless. It kind of makes you feel like you're not caged in. And by saying yes to this situation, you're saying yes to your authenticity with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. I think this is something for some of you that you've always wanted to do. For some of you, it involves putting yourself out there, or it involves speaking your truth and just standing in your power. The Nine of Pentacles, guys, is a very powerful energy. It is someone who is very stable within themselves, and they're also very stable financially. So this could be some sort of like a question about business, and the yes outcome would provide a lot of financial stability for you if you did say yes. Now, with the Page of Cups next to the Seven of Swords in the reverse, this is something that is just very natural to you. It's not something that you have to try super hard to do. It's something that, like, when you get in the flow of things, it just comes so naturally is what I'm getting. This is just something that just makes you feel alive. It really sparks something within your inner child, and I think you have a lot of fun doing it. The Page of Cups is a very playful energy, so I'm getting saying yes to this is going to make you feel really good, okay? And saying yes to this is also going to connect you to your inner child again, and saying yes to this is going to connect you to who you truly are on the inside, okay? I'm getting that this situation is very aligned with who you are. So if you said yes to it, it's really going to allow you to be more authentic, and it's going to just kind of allow you to like feel better about yourself, because you're going to feel like you're doing something that has meaning, and you're going to feel like you're doing something that has purpose, okay? So what would happen if you said yes to this situation? What would happen if you said yes to this situation? Okay, we have the Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay, what would happen if you said yes to this situation? We have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so I feel like this is something that you have been waiting a very long time to do, and I almost kind of feel like your energy is becoming restless is what I'm getting. The Eight of Wands in the reverse feels like an energy of blast off. You're holding all of this energy and you're ready to blast off. You know that it would be good for you is what I'm getting. You know that you're talented at this. You know that you're gifted at this, and there's nothing else holding you back, pile two. And it's also something that is going to become very, very, it's going to be very natural for you. I think it's something that you know you're naturally gifted at. I think you know it's something that's going to work out. And I think intuitively you know that. So go for it is what I'm getting. I feel like you're just kind of checking in to make sure, but I feel like you know that this is something that you're very naturally gifted at. And I think it's going to be so easy for you is what I'm getting. Look at this, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. You know, it may be like performing in front of other people, showing yourself in front of other people. It's just something so natural is what I'm getting. You're very naturally gifted at it. And I think you've almost been putting this on hold for quite some time. And I almost want to say, with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Four of Swords in the reverse, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse, it's like, go ahead and just do it. I feel like this is something that you've been becoming very restless over. The opportunity has been there for a long time, and I feel like it's finally time for you to take this opportunity that is in front of your face. What would happen if they said yes to this situation? What would happen if they said, that was too many cards. What would happen if they said yes to this situation? We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. I feel like, guys, with the Eight of Swords, you've been very up in your head about this. Your fears hold you back. So we're going to dive into no and see what comes through. But I feel like the only thing holding you back from saying yes is your own fears or your own uncertainties within yourself, okay? I think this opportunity has been here for a long time. I think it's something that really lights up your inner child. I think it's something that really aligns with who you are. But with the Eight of Swords, you definitely overthink this, okay? And I think that's why maybe some of you have not done it yet or have not said yes to whatever this thing is yet, because you overthink and you let fear halt you from doing something that you truly love or maybe that you're truly gifted at. Okay, so what would happen if you said no to this situation? What would happen if pile 2 said no to this situation? See, what would happen if pile 2 said no to the situation? I kind of feel like doubt gets in your way, pile 2, is what I want to say. I think this is something that you know you would be very good at. I think you know that this thing would come very naturally to you, or that it would just really move forward for you, but you almost halt yourself. You almost see your potential, but don't give yourself a mission. I almost feel like you see your potential, or you see the potential in whatever this thing is, but you almost stop yourself from having it. Okay, so we'll see what no would give you. What would no give this person? What would no give pile 2? What would be the outcome of a no? We have the Three of Cups. Okay, what would no give this person? What would no give this person? Two of Swords reverse. Okay, Eight of Cups. Was that reversed or upright? Eight of Cups, upright. What would no give this person? Two of Cups. Okay. What would no give this person? Okay, you would be turning away from something. Okay. The Nine of Cups. Okay, so what would no give you? Okay, no would still be fine, but no would be easier, is what I'm getting. Saying no would allow you to settle, kind of. Some of you, by saying no, you would settle into a relationship, you would settle into friendships. It kind of would make you not push your limits, okay? You would walk away from something, you would still feel good, but it would not push your limits, is what I'm getting. You would almost turn away from something and kind of always question, what if I did do that, is kind of what I'm getting. No is not bad, is what I'm feeling here. No would still give you, you know, a great time. No would still give you some happiness and positivity in your life. You know, you would probably fall in love. You would still have the friendships that you want. I think you would have a lot of fun with no, but it would be easier. It would be more simple, guys. The Three of Cups is not a challenging energy. The Three of Cups is like, I feel good. But saying yes feels like you push your limits. Saying yes feels like you push past your fears. Saying no feels like you kind of settle. Okay, Nine of Cups. You just kind of settle, you walk away, and then you kind of settle into something. And maybe saying no, you know, allows you to stay in one place. So, you know, maybe it's about love, and maybe saying yes, you have to move away from a certain love situation. And saying no allows you to be with this person that you want to be with. And so it's really about, do I say yes to, you know, something that I've always dreamed of doing? Or do I say no and just kind of settle, you know, into like, you know, maybe at least I will have a relationship, you know, maybe I'll settle and have great friendships. But with the Two of Swords, I feel like you always question, should I go back? Should I have done it? Should I go back? And with the Ace of Cups in the reverse, did I miss out on doing something that I truly love? Okay, did I settle for a life of simplicity when I could have had a life of adventure? Okay, what would happen if they said no, Spirit? What would happen if they said no? We have the Sun in the reverse. You almost always question, if you say no, you always question, could I have been more happier, or did I miss out on some opportunity that would have made me happier? Okay, let's see. Is there anything else here for pile 2? What would happen if they said no? It's weird because to me, saying yes is pushing your limit, pile 2. That's what I'm getting here. Saying yes is pushing your limit. It kind of feels like saying yes is following your dreams. Kind of feels like saying yes is following what you truly feel like you need to do. Whereas saying no, it's not that saying no is bad. Like, it'll be fine. Like, you'll have, fulfillment. You'll be happy. But it's almost as if you always question, could I have been happier? Or did I miss out on a great opportunity? You know what I mean? We have the Fool card here with the no. Did I miss out on... What would happen if they said no? Knight of Wands in the reverse. You're almost always going to question, would you have been happier on the other side of things? Is kind of what I'm getting. Because I think the Fool card here, kind of by saying no, it pushes you into something that you're very unfamiliar with. It pushes you into a path that maybe just feels different or feels weird for you. It's not that it's bad, it's just different. Okay, I don't necessarily feel like yes or no is bad. It's just like one is definitely very much like facing fears and following dreams and going after opportunities, and saying no is like settling for the more simple things in life, which I think both sides of it are, they're both good. They're just different. So please get me some advice, Spirit, about this yes or no. Because I almost want to say, saying no is kind of putting your dreams in a closet and just choosing like a more simple path, because it feels easier. But the simple path is great. Like, you're still going to get your friends and love, and you're going to feel fulfilled and stuff. But you definitely have to walk away from something, and I don't know if you want to walk away from whatever this thing is. Wow, we have follow your dreams. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. Follow your dreams. It's a choice of, yes, I follow my dreams and I follow my truest self. And then the no is, I am still happy, but I'm not learning. I'm not growing. Okay, I think the yes option is going to help you grow as a person, where the no option, it doesn't feel like there's growth involved. It doesn't feel like there's evolution involved in the no. So that's very interesting. Pile 2, Spirit, please and thank you. We also have personal growth. What did I just say? Wow, personal growth. The yes side of things allows you to grow as a person. Like, you'll grow, you'll learn lessons, you'll face fears. Whereas the no side, you kind of just, 3 of Cups. You just maybe party, just settle into just the simplicity of life, and there's no growth, okay? So, interesting. Okay, let's get some of these cards for you, pile 2. We have friendship and union. What does pile 2 need to know about this situation? Yes or no? Okay, we have 2 more cards. We have power and intention and compassion. I think deep down you guys know that you're a very compassionate person and that you're supposed to, do something more with your life, or you feel like you have this sole purpose and this bigger purpose in your life is what I feel like. And I think to a certain extent that like there's more for you. But I think that scares you sometimes. I think your power scares you sometimes. Okay? And so the no side of things, almost you kind of listen to the fear. You know what I mean? Is kind of what I'm getting. Because when we're doing something that we love, we're always going to feel more doubtful because we love doing it. But when we do something that we just feel like about, like when we don't really care about it, we don't feel as much fear because we just don't care how we perform. We don't care what the outcome is because we just don't really care about it. But when we do something that we're passionate about, when we do something that we truly love, you know, you're going to have more fear and you're going to have more doubt because you can feel the power behind it. We have surfacing. Do you choose to hide or do you choose to surface your truest self? It's kind of what I'm getting. Starseed. Do you choose to expand or do you settle? Pile 2. That's the question that you need to ask yourself here. Because I think the yes card, or the yes side of things, is expansion. The yes side of things is growth. The yes side of things is facing your fears. The yes side is more tough though. You're going to learn more lessons and it's harder. The no side is not as hard. It's not as hard, but you don't get as great rewards. Okay, so it's choosing. It's just a choice, you know, of like the no is not as easy. I mean, the no is more easier, but you don't get as greater rewards. The yes side is more difficult, but in the end, you achieve more. So let me know, pile 2, if this resonated with you. Very interesting. So let me know if this resonated. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I'm going to move on to pile number 3. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 3, or if you chose the Fountain Tarot, welcome in. We are going to be seeing the answer to your yes or no question, or technically we're not seeing the answer to it. What we are going to be doing though is seeing the outcome if you said yes, and then the outcome if you said no. So for the yes side, we're going to be using the Fountain Tarot, and for the no side, we're actually going to be using the Spiral Tarot, just so I can kind of differentiate what would happen if you said yes, what would happen if you said no. So let's just take a look at the yes outcome to get us started for pile 3 spirit. I'm calling in pile 3's angels, ancestors, and guides to please allow this message to serve the highest and holiest good. Pile 3, what would happen if pile 3 said yes to this? What would happen if pile 3 said yes to this? What would happen if pile 3 said yes to this? Okay, we had the Page of Coins in the reverse. We also have the Ace of Swords. What would happen if pile 3 said yes to this? We had the 8 of Swords, the 4 of Cups. Okay. Okay, if you say yes to this certain thing, it's going to make you feel stuck, or it's going to make you feel like you missed out on another opportunity or another thing that you wanted to do. I think whatever this is, saying yes is going to bring in some sort of communication of some sort. I'm not sure in what way, shape, or form that is going to happen. But with the Ace of Swords, something is speaking to you is what I'm getting. So if you say yes, it's almost as if... Let me get a few more cards here. Okay, so if you say yes, I want to say that you could be bringing something in from your past with the 6 of Cups. But it's strange because, you know, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the 6 of Cups, we have the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. So it's almost as if saying yes isn't going to help you or benefit you in any way. It's going to make you feel more stuck. So saying yes, you might have some sort of a conversation with someone, you might communicate with someone, it could possibly be communicating with someone from your past, but then it's not going to do anything, it's not going to further the situation. For some of you, this is a situation with another person where you feel like you need to talk to them, or you feel like you need to communicate with them, but then it's like after this communication takes place, you feel more stuck than you were before. This could also just be... It might not be a situation with someone else, but what I'm seeing is by saying yes, it does not further your situation, okay? It almost kind of, I wouldn't say that it makes it worse, but it doesn't move you in any direction at all. It doesn't move you forward, For some of you, it may move you a little bit backwards, or it may just kind of keep you in the same place. I think you go into this saying yes because you feel like it's going to give you more clarity with the Ace of Swords. You know, you feel like by saying yes, it's going to give you some sort of answer, or it's going to give you some sort of clarity, or you feel like saying yes is going to allow you to get some sort of insight on something, or like it's going to give you some sort of an idea, but then it makes you more confused is what I'm getting, or it makes you more up in your head, or it makes you overthink things even more. And I want to say for some of you, this is some sort of reconciliation with the Six of Cups. Like, should I go back to this person? Should I go back to my ex? Should I have this conversation? But then it's like you're still in the Two of Pentacles energy. So by saying yes, you think it's going to help you make a decision. You think it's going to help you clear something up within yourself. And then you're still back and forth. You're still up in your head even after saying yes. So the yes answer in this scenario almost is saying yes is almost the same thing is going to happen by saying yes as if you said nothing at all. So it's very interesting. And with the Page of Coins in the reverse, as well as the Four of Cups, the yes answer may bring you further away from something that you wanted to do, or it may bring you further away from an opportunity that you wanted to take, or it may bring you further away from, you know, some sort of idea or some sort of business that you wanted to invest in. Saying yes may make your schedule a little bit more busy, and it may make you feel like you're missing out, or saying yes is going to make you feel stuck in something for some of you. So by saying yes to this, it may make you feel trapped. You may start to feel trapped, and you may start to feel a lack of freedom, or as if you are caged in and tied down to something with the Eight of Swords. So this could be mentally tied down, or this could just be you feeling tied down in a certain situation. I almost feel like you think that the yes is going to open up some sort of clarity for you, or make things seem more clear, but then you just end up overthinking it again. So that's what I'm seeing with the yes answer. Can you clarify a little bit more information, Spirit, with this yes answer? If they said yes, what would happen for pile 3 if they said yes? Seven of Coins in the reverse, and the Seven of Cups on the top of the deck. So it almost makes things more tricky, or it makes you think about things even more. So I think you say yes to feel like it's going to give you clarity, but then it gives you less clarity, and then it makes you feel even more stuck than you did before. So that's intriguing, and I'm not sure what situation you're asking about, but that's what I'm seeing for the yes answer. Now we're going to move on to the no, and then we're going to compare the two and see what's going on here. No. What about if they said no to this situation, or no to this certain thing? What about if they said no? Pile 3. What about if they said no? Okay, we have the Two of Swords as well as the Fool. As well. Okay, so that's interesting because, okay, I want to show you this. Okay, so on the yes side, we have the Eight of Swords upright. On the no side, we have the Eight of Swords reverse. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you guys. You have been thinking about going back to something in your past, or you've been thinking about saying yes to whatever this is, because you feel like you have to at least try, you have to give it a try so it clears something up. But what I'm getting here is saying yes is going to make you more confused, and by saying no, you're going to have an opportunity for a fresh start. Saying no is going to give you an opportunity to feel more free. Saying no is going to make you feel less trapped. Okay, saying no is going to give you more of a free kind of energy. It's going to make you feel like you can start again, or you can have some sort of new beginning in your life, or that you can have some sort of opening, or something can open up for you. We do have the Two of Swords though. So it feels like when you say no, you still have this feeling of like, should I have said yes though? Like, should I at least give it a try? So it almost feels for some of you, you're gonna have to say yes just to be sure, okay, that no is the right answer, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes you just have to try that one thing to just be sure that it doesn't work before you move on. That's kind of feel like what you guys are going through. You are in this indecisive energy. Saying no does feel like it's going to give you more freedom, but it's also, I'm getting this sense of like, you almost need peace of mind. You guys are the kind of people that have to have peace of mind. So you have to see the evidence, you have to see the proof before you just turn something away. So it's almost like you have to say yes to have that physical proof that it's not going to work, and that's going to make you feel better about saying no or taking the other option. Okay, pile 3. So what is no for pile number 3? What is no? What is the no going to give them? What is the no going to give them? What is going to come from the no? Oh my gosh. Guys, this is so interesting because it's like we have the Six of Cups reversed on the no side and the Six of Cups upright on the yes side. So for some of you, this is a question on whether you should reconcile, or this is a question on whether you should go back to something in your past. And the no side would be letting go of it so that you can have a new beginning with someone else, or so that you can just start fresh and forget about who you were in the past, so you can forget about the situations that you experienced in the past, so you can forget about the pain that you experienced in the past. But for some of you, you almost feel like there's still a chance with someone from your past, or you feel like there's still a chance to go backwards. But I feel like by saying no, you go forward, okay? But by saying yes, you go backwards, or you don't go anywhere at all. You just feel more stuck than you did in the first place. So let's see, we also have the Six of Pentacles. The no outcome gives you a little bit more of a win-win situation. It makes you feel more balanced, and it's something that serves you more than the yes, okay? The no gives you, what am I saying? The no gives you more of a rewarding feeling. The no gives you a better sense of freedom, and it's like the no is like, it's going to give you more, okay? It's going to give you more than the yes would. It's going to give you more clarity. It's going to give you more hope. It's going to give you more in general. And it's actually going to maybe provide you with some sort of a new opportunity that could make you more money, okay? So by saying no to this, you might have more potential to make more money in the future if that's what resonates with you. Or you may have potential to have a better relationship in the future if you said no in the first place. So let's see. We also have the Four of Cups. Okay, so this is the challenging thing about your situation, as well as the Ten of Wands. For some of you, saying no, you're not going to be able to do it with confidence. And that's the problem here that I'm getting with you, is I feel like you're going to have to say yes so that you know the other side. Saying no is going to make you don't feel confident enough to say no. You're overthinking it too much. And it almost feels like you have to say yes to get peace of mind that the yes wouldn't work. And then once you say yes and see what happens, then you'll feel more comfortable saying no. But it's very challenging for you to say no because you're always thinking about, what if I said yes? So the no answer is going to give you more opportunity. It is going to give you more freedom, but it still feels like you're still trapped in your head. Okay, it still feels like you're still up in your head about what if this could have happened, or what we could have been, or what this situation could have been for me if I would have said yes. So it almost feels like, to give you guys peace of mind, you almost need to do both. You almost have to try the yes so that you know that the no is right for you, if that makes sense. Or you have to do the no so that you know the yes is right for you. I feel like that's what I'm feeling. So it's very intriguing. So it's interesting. I kind of know what you're going through, because you feel like, it's almost like you have to, okay, what am I saying? So I want to say, for example, if this is someone in your past, okay, they've already wronged you before, but you feel like there still could be an opportunity with them. So you go back to them, but then they do the same thing, and that gives you that clarity that, oh, they haven't changed. But some of you are maybe questioning, like, maybe this person has changed, maybe they're different this time, but they're not. But you almost have to see that for yourself. It's almost like you're not going to trust your intuition. You're not going to trust a tarot reading. You have to see that physical proof, or you have to see that physical evidence. Let's see, is there any other information about the no? You're not going to feel good about the no. You're not going to feel stable about the no. Saying no is going to keep you up at night, okay? Saying no is going to leave you in this feeling of what if, or what could have been, okay? So let's get some advice in between both of these answers. Let's get some advice, Spirit, between both of these. So what is the in-between energy? What are they going through right now, and what advice do they need? I'm hearing cosmetology, so some of you are in cosmetology. Okay, let's see. We have manifestation. Manifestation. And we also have financial discipline. Interesting. So some of you, and we also have adventure on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I think the no allows for something new. I think the no allows more financial freedom, and the yes makes you feel more trapped. So it's kind of all about what you want to manifest. I think the no is going to give you a more sense of freedom on what is possible. The yes is going to make you feel more trapped, okay? So it's very interesting. I feel like the no is going to give you more freedom. It's going to give you more adventure. It's going to be a little bit more spontaneous, where the yes is going to make you feel more trapped. But it's almost like the soul wants no, the mind needs the yes to be more clear about the no. I hope that makes sense. Let's see, Spirit, let's get some advice. The violet flame in the reverse. I want to say that saying yes is maybe going back to a dark situation. Saying yes is maybe going back to a lesson that you've already worked through, is what I'm getting. We have birthing. I think your energy is ready to birth something new. I think your energy is ready to start something new. It's ready to have a new adventure. But you have to let go of your hold on what was so that you can have what is going to be. It's very interesting because I still feel like you're holding on to certain aspects of who you used to be. I feel like you're still holding on to certain aspects of the past and what used to be, what the relationships used to be, what your job used to be. But the future is uncertain. But the future is also providing you better opportunity than the past is. The only reason you're holding on to the past, or you're feeling like you want to reconnect to the past, is because it feels familiar. The future feels unfamiliar to you at this moment in time. Inner child healing. It's a little bit of a wake-up call for you. Okay, you may be going back to something that feels safe within you. Transformation. You're a little bit scared to grow up or transform into something new, okay, because it feels scary, or it feels frightening, or it feels confusing. But I think saying no allows you to grow into a new version of yourself, and it provides you with better opportunity, pile 3. So let me know if this resonated with you. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to pile 4. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 4, or if you chose the Oceanic Tarot, we are going to be seeing a yes or no. Not a yes or no, what am I saying? We're going to be doing a yes or no reading. I'm going to be diving into what the outcome would be if you said yes to this situation. And I'm also going to be diving into the outcome of if you said no. So we're going to be using the Oceanic Tarot for the yes. And we're going to be using the Spiral Tarot for the no outcome. So let's start with the yes outcome. If you said yes to this certain thing, if you said yes to this certain situation, we are calling in the energy of pile 4. Please and thank you, Spirit. We're calling in the energy of pile number 4. What would happen if they said yes to this? What would happen if they said yes to this certain situation or this question? What would happen if they said yes to this? Okay, we start with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so it could involve something to do with work or something to do with you achieving something or going back to school or mastering some sort of skill. So if you said yes to this, I think you would master some sort of skill or you would gain something out of it, okay? You would gain maybe some positive recognition or you would gain some sort of achievement if you said yes. Or it would be some new opportunity for work, okay? Maybe like a level up in work is what I'm getting. Okay, we also have the Four of Cups reverse, okay? And we have the Four of Wands reverse. Okay, I want to get one more and then we're going to clarify these. So, and then we also have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. So the yes outcome of this is stable. It's not fulfilling. The yes outcome is almost a sense of security. You say yes because it feels more secure, but there's other things out there. There's other things that you feel like could make you happier is what I'm kind of getting. I just feel like the yes outcome is going to make you feel disconnected from your own harmony and your own sense of peace. It's going to work. You're going to have stability. If you do say yes, and for some of you that is financial stability, but I think you always wonder whether there's another opportunity out there or if there's just something out there that could make you feel happier or make you feel more harmonious. I feel like your inner harmony is very disrupted if you say yes. I think outwardly it feels fine. You have security, you have, the financial means to pay your bills and stuff like that, but there's something about it not giving you fulfillment, okay, is what I'm kind of getting here. The Seven of Swords, I'm hearing a little bit of an altercation. Saying yes to this may cause disruption within your home, or saying yes to this may cause disruption with your relationships with a certain partner that you have, or it can cause a disruption with the relationship that you have with yourself, okay? The Seven of Swords, it's a very hidden energy. So you may feel like this thing, if you say yes, that it's not authentic to who you are, or, it may cause others to feel like you're being deceitful towards them or that you're hiding something from them. So I want to clarify these energies. Pile 4, what is the outcome if they say yes? And what is the outcome if they say yes? We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. What is this Four of Wands? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. Okay, so saying yes is somehow disturbing your own peace, especially with the Nine of Swords. It's somehow going to cause you more anxiety because I almost want to say you're making this decision to say yes because of somebody else, or because you don't want to disturb the peace within your family, or you don't want to disturb the peace within a certain relationship. And so you say yes to this thing because Ten of Pentacles, it provides you with some sort of stability. It could be some sort of job, but the only thing that I'm getting, it provides stability for the body, for the physical body, but it makes the soul feel unhappy. Okay, that's what I was getting at. The Six of Swords in the reverse, it's going to make you feel trapped in darkness. It's going to make you feel trapped in something that you hate, is kind of what I'm getting. With the Nine of Wands in the reverse, oftentimes you're going to feel very defeated if you say yes, and you're going to feel like giving up. Because at the end of the day, money doesn't make you happy, or security doesn't make you happy, Doing something that you love and doing something that you feel passionate about is going to make you happy. The Nine of Swords, it's going to cause a great deal of anxiety. And, you're almost by saying yes, you're almost fighting yourself a little bit. You're going against what you truly want to do, or you're going against what you truly feel like you need to do. And ultimately, I feel like by saying yes, you're going to feel like you miss out on some sort of opportunity to be happier, is what I'm getting. And the Six of Swords in the reverse is going to make you go backwards. So if you're already experiencing anxiety and you say yes to this, it's going to create more anxiety. Okay, it's going to make you feel worse than you did before, is what I'm getting here. Now, what I do want to say though, it feels like you're making some sort of a sacrifice. It feels like whatever this is, this yes, it feels like it has something to do with either a sacrifice that you're making, or you're doing it for the benefit of someone else. So it's not as if it's benefiting you, it's almost benefiting someone outside of you. I think you will be successful at it. That's not the issue, but it doesn't matter. It's like if you're not doing something that you love, or it doesn't align with you, you're always going to feel disconnected. It feels like saying yes is going to make you feel disconnected from yourself. It's almost going to feel like you're a robot, is kind of what I feel. And you have 2 9s, which is a very challenging energy. It's going to create more stress. It's going to make you feel more defeated. And it's going to make you feel, what I'm getting is it's going to cause disharmony within yourself. That's going to be the biggest thing about saying yes to this. It's going to be the disharmony within yourself. It's going to be the mental thing. It's going to cause you more anxiety. And it's going to make you, for some of you, feel trapped inside of your head. Interesting. So let's see if you said no. What would happen if you said no to what this is? Some of you feel like no isn't an option. Okay, that's what I'm getting here for some of you. Some of you feel like saying yes to this is the only option. Okay, let's see. What would happen if they said no, pile 4? What would happen if they said no? The Lovers. What would happen if they said no? Pile 4. The 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. What would happen if they said no? King of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see. Reversed or upright? Reverse. The Sun reverse. Okay. Let me clarify these real quick because this is interesting. What is the Lovers? 10 of Cups reverse. The 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles. What is the 5 of Pentacles? 10 of Wands reversed. King of Pentacles. Okay. So, and then the Sun. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is interesting. So I'm going to kind of explain what we have here. So it's interesting because we have this security on the yes side, like it providing for you financially. And then on the no side, you have this 5 of Pentacles, but you also have the King of Pentacles right beside it, which makes me feel like financially you might not be well off, but the sense of stability within yourself is still going to be there. So the yes side almost makes me feel like you're going to lose yourself for the sake of money. The no side makes me feel like you're going to choose yourself and not money, okay? You're going to choose a path for yourself, not a path for money or financial gain or something like that. But I do think the no side is going to upset people. It's going to cause disharmony with others, okay? The yes is going to cause disharmony within yourself. The no is going to make you feel better within yourself, but it's going to cause disharmony in your relationships. So it's really about, do I do something that's going to make others happy? Or do I do something that's going to make others happy and deplete myself? Or do I choose something that's going to make me feel better but make others unhappy? Okay, because I feel like by saying no, it serves you more with the Justice card. It serves your needs more. It makes you feel better, but the 10 of Cups in the reverse tells me it causes disruption within your home, or it causes disruption within your family, okay? You know, the no side has the Star and the Ace of Cups. It makes you choose love towards yourself. It makes you choose you, and it puts a bigger focus on you and your own life and your own destiny. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. So it makes you focus on your own direction and your own purpose, but it causes some disharmony with others, is what I'm getting. And on the outside of things, you may be financially not abundant if you say no, but on the inside you feel good. So it's really the symbolism of this energy is by saying no, you may live in a cardboard box but be happy. Saying yes, you may live in a mansion and hate your life. So I don't know how that's going to resonate for you on what you asked, but for some reason saying no is going to allow you to have internal peace. Saying no is going to allow you to have internal happiness. Where saying yes is only going to be happiness with a limit. It's going to be happiness from an outside perspective. Other people are going to view you as being abundant and happy and successful, but you're not going to feel all those things on the inside. And I think for you, this scenario is really about, do I care more about my appearance and how I look to others and how I please others, or do I care more about my own sanity and how I feel within myself? Because the Seven of Pentacles here with the no is going to allow you to focus on you. It's going to allow you to focus on things that make you internally happy, and it's going to allow you to start planting seeds for the future and start planting seeds for something that feels more aligned with your purpose. So it may not make you the most money at first, but I think it's more about how do I say this? It's more about your internal peace. It's not about money. It's almost about the soul and what's going to feed the soul. And outwardly, you may seem unhappy if you say no, but on the inside, you're happy. So it doesn't matter what everyone else thinks, and it doesn't matter what people you're pleasing. But I will say, guys, the no decision is very controversial because not many people would choose no unless you chose happiness. Okay, a lot of people stay in jobs or relationships or careers that make them unhappy. Choosing no is going to be controversial, and it may cause people that are very close to you to leave your life, but it's also going to make you feel more free, and it's going to make you feel more happy. So it's really about, do I people please or do I make me happy? It's really about that. Oh my gosh, this is so interesting. I hope this is making sense. Is there anything else for the no decision? Is there anything else for the no? What is the no going to bring? And then we'll get some advice for you with the Oracle. We have the Four of Swords. It's going to allow you to have peace if you say no. It's going to allow you, Nine of Pentacles. And what I'm getting with the Nine of Pentacles is the no may not be the financially right answer, but sometimes happiness is better than any amount of money. And I think that's going to be the ultimate decision, is do you choose happiness or a fake version of happiness? Because people always think that, money and, material is going to make you happy, but it doesn't make you happy is what I'm seeing here. You can have all the money in the world and still be depressed, and still have anxiety. Interesting. So let's get some advice in the middle of the reading. This is really about you, okay? This is about you. This is about, do you choose you or do you choose what someone else says? Okay, do you choose you and what your own version of your life? Hold on, I'm trying to word this right. Do you choose you and how you want your life to pan out? Or do you choose what someone else wants your life to be? Let's get some advice, please, for pile 4. This seems difficult. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have moderation. We have patience. And we have individuality. Okay. Have patience with yourself. have patience with other people, have patience with the situation. Because sometimes when we set boundaries and when we choose ourselves, we upset others. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You may only be able to be around others in moderation, because I think others may be unhappy with your choices, and that may be something that you're not able to deal with. Maybe your family is unhappy with your choices and you may have to separate yourself from them. Be patient with it. It may hurt at first. It may feel controversial at first, but at the end of the day, it's a feeling of like you chose you and you chose what felt right and aligned with your own individuality. So, is there any other information for pile 4? We have do the work. We have healing energy. And we also have signs and reminders. Okay, so if you choose no and you choose yourself, it's going to allow you to focus on your healing journey. It's going to allow you to focus on the inner work. It's going to allow you to do the inner work so that you can find inner harmony, which is then going to align you with what your purpose is. Choosing yes is going to be temporary happiness. It's going to be temporary stability. But at the end of the day, I think you're always going to come back to the no, because you've got to do the inner work before the outer work. And I think the yes is choosing something that works on the outside. Choosing no is something that works on the inside, which will eventually work on the outside. So when you choose no, it might not all work out. You're going to have to be patient with it, because you're going to first work on yourself, first work on your inner stability, and then it will slowly align you with your purpose and it will slowly reflect to the outside, okay? So the yes option is quick growth, but then you fall on your face. The no option is slower growth, but it's more long-term and more stable for you and possibly your family. So let me know, pile 4, if this resonated. I feel like it was kind of confusing, but that was the best way that I feel like I could bring through what I'm seeing here. So let me know if that resonated. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I will see all of you beautiful souls on the next one. Bye, guys.